Cut the music! Cut the music! Cut the music right now! Because I have something to say. And you are all going to listen to me right now. You see, I am tired of being a good company guy, and I'm going to speak out, and I don't care what happens to me. I remember months ago, I was watching the show, and I saw McMahon's come out and say, we're going to listen to the audience, but all I've seen since is Shane McMahon taking on power, taking TV time away from guys like Apollo Crews, Liv Morgan, Asuka, Kairi Sane, Ali, Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, so many other people. All we see is Shane O'Mac. And if you think we're not going to get bad, well, I'm coming for you, Shane. I'm coming for you because I'm Kevin Owens and I am now the new Stone Cold Steve Austin of SmackDown Live and in all of WWE. Didn't want to scream too loud because, parents are sleeping. But guys, wow. What a night. Gotta say, compared to last night, last night, the Home Run Derby was last night, and that was a lot of fun. And Raw last night was not a Paul Heyman show. It was absolute trash. Which obviously, again, last night had to have been Vince McMahon giving us the finger and saying, fuck you all. I have the last laugh and saying, screw you all, basically. I'll sabotage you all right in my face. But tonight, so apparently, again, we're told that Eric Bischoff is going to wait to start his role as executive producer or executive director of SmackDown Live until after Extreme Rules. Needless to say, I like this whole show tonight was written by Vince. I saw some stuff on the show, and honestly, gotta say, not a bad episode. I thought this was, not perfect, but a pretty fun episode of SmackDown Live. The night where I feel SmackDown Live became the Kevin Owens show, and how Kevin Owens may have instantly, bam, became the number one babyface and one of the hottest, probably maybe the hottest thing going in WWE right now, based off of that opening promo and what he did throughout the night. And yes, I mean, want to do the turn alert later if I'm not too tired because it is late, which again, I do apologize. I'm coming up here late because I watched the remainder of the MLB All-Star game. And also, I thought at this point it might be easier for me just to watch 205 Live first before doing both reviews. So that's why I'm a little bit late. But, hopefully it won't be the case again next week. But, gotta say, I thought SmackDown was fun tonight. Not perfect. Had some little, kinks in it. But I thought it was fun. And even though the transition was a little bit weird, I'm very looking forward to this time what WWE has in store for Kevin Owens as a babyface for sure, based off what happened in that opening segment. And it may have been the moment. Look, I've been wanting to get a Kevin Owens shirt for how long? I wanted to get one of his original KO shirts when he first came to the main roster in 2015. But I remember when I went to buy that when I was out at SummerSlam, they unfortunately only had kid sizes left of the shirt. But I still might have to get something of Kevin Owens' shirt because, again, he had one of those moments tonight that really just made me appreciate the man even more, knowing that this man is a mega star if you let him be him. And he went all out tonight. And basically, that was his Stone Cold Steve Austin moment. Like, this was, let's talk about the whole segment first of what happened with Kevin Owens tonight. But once again, guys, this is the Club of the Man 1993. We're here talking about SmackDown Live. Again, that was a fun show. Much better to watch than Raw for sure. Wasn't perfect, but still, to me, was a fun show, and I enjoyed it. Check the live chat. See who we got here. Let's see here. We got Lauren. We got Lauren. She thought this SmackDown sucked, which she thought that's okay. She can't believe that Cesaro facing Aleister Black. Roman's on SmackDown, but AJ should stay on SmackDown. Or we all know, we said how many times, Tyler. Shane versus Owens at SummerSlam. Finally, Roman finally showed up on SmackDown. Yes, that's a fact. Newsflash, everybody. Roman Reigns finally wrestled on the actual show he belongs. Lauren didn't really enjoy SmackDown. She gave it a C+. I hope the Super Wildcard rule goes away after Extreme Rules. Be nice if it does. It's slowly starting to fade away. But again, I'm not going to say it too fast because it doesn't look like it's being as over exaggerated as it was. She gave Raw a D-. Orton was supposed to be the rumored opponent for Aleister Black Extreme Rules. Heard Orton. I also heard that Cesaro was rumored as well. But of course, we'll get into that in a little bit. Best and worst main event pay-per-view endings. Again, I will do that sometime. Be patient. So New Day getting another tag title shot. It's been a while since they've had a tag title shot, to be honest. I mean, again, it was weird how they earned it. Once again, they they lost to Owens and Zayn at the last pay-per-view, but then they earned opportunity like a week later. It was a little weird, but it's been a while since it happened. Owens got a massive pop. Top 10 Extreme Rules stipulations or matches. We've already done that one, I think so. Yeah, Becky's been on Raw for sure. And Lauren can't get behind Cesaro. I mean, I always love Cesaro, but we know he's probably not going to be a main eventer. But we'll talk about that match when we get to it. Anyways, let's talk about the show. The show opens up because originally the advertised main event for tonight was Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler based off what happened last week. So Ziggler arrives at the building earlier. He runs to an interviewer and mocks Kevin Owens as a worthless tub of excuses and claims he carried him on his back like he has all of WWE for 10 years. Everything he does is to be better. And here comes Kevin Owens, stone-faced, laying down the horn over and over again on Ziggler. Gets out, and Ziggler continues to complain. They start to argue. Finally, Kevin Owens just decks him with a punch. And they start brawling to the point where Kevin Owens' lip gets cut open. He's bleeding a little bit. And then, of course, the people are coming in and security trying to break them up. And here comes the best in the world, Shane McMahon, to break up this fight. And then he tells Ziggler to head inside, and he tells Owens, "You're done for the day. Get out of here," basically. Because Shane's pissed off that Kevin Owens, called him out last week, like he did. So kind of makes sense. Even once again, how we got there last week kind of was a little strange. But of course, we Shane and Owens does have some history. Of course, this time the roles are reversed. But of course, we had that happen there, and then backstage, Shane was being interviewed saying because of what happened earlier, he's canceling the main event match between Ziggler and Owens. So he's going to, have some things in mind, and he'll let us know later what the main event match will be. So the show opens up. It's live in the arena. All of a sudden, here goes Kevin Owens at ringside again with a microphone saying, "Cut the music. I got something to say." And oh boy, was this hot. Last week, he spoke the truth about Dolph Ziggler, and now Shane needs to hear the truth. He's tired of being a good company man, so he's going to speak out. And a while ago, the McMahons came out and said they were going to give us what we wanted. Yo, give us what we want, what we really want. I'll give you what I want, what I really want. I'll give me what I want, what I really want. Yeah, I watched the 24 special on Batista last night. I had to go that far. Anyways, the McMahon kind of said, "We're not the authority anymore. You are." Just to go kiss our asses. But he says, but what's happened since is Shane has gotten more power and more TV time. And trust me, nobody watching ever wanted that. Every week, we have to sit back and hear him call himself the best in the world, which makes Owens, and of course most of us, smash his head on the announce table. Shane comes out, though, starts yelling at Owens to stop before he's telling his microphone to be cut. He finally gets 10 seconds later, Owens' microphone gets cut. But then Owens grabs another mic and says, "Hey, guess what? There's more than one microphone here." He says how Shane calls himself best in the world, and that is an insult to everyone that busts their asses on the road every week, and it makes him sick. He tells Shane he can kick his ass, and then he starts, and then of course his second microphone gets shut off. Then he grabs Byron Saxton's headset, and he says, "Never call himself the best in the world." Owens pledges to never call himself best in the world. He names off a few other guys and gals on the roster who deserve more time than Shane. He's mentioned like Buddy Murphy, Mustafa Ali, Apollo Crews, Liv Morgan, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. He went off and just named so many people. Finally, Shane got security down there, and Owens basically just, I hightailed it out of here. Everybody say, we're all tired of this and whatnot. Man, again, like that, here's the thing. We've had the only person, no offense to him, who is the only person that's really mentioned the fact that, the McMahons basically lied to us months ago? That's right, Roman Reigns. Because, of course, they'll use that to push Roman Reigns down our throats again. And the problem is that's not fresh, because we all can see through what WWE is doing. Kevin Owens saying that is fresh as hell. And with this, how long we've been wanting to see Kevin Owens, like literally, yes, he's had his moments in the main event. He's had his moments in the spotlight, but he has not gone all the way with to a good quality. No offense, his Universal title reign sucked. And to see someone fresh, literally just, just stand up in a way we're supposed to like it, and just literally just, tell off the McMahons like that, that to me is basically, I felt like I was watching Becky Lynch last year, right before Survivor Series, beat down Ronda Rousey. That was Becky's true Stone Cold moment. This was Kevin Owens' Stone Cold moment, basically. Kevin Owens became the hottest thing right now, I gotta say, through them. I mean, I know that's me setting the bar very high, but this got me really excited for Kevin Owens, and maybe even bigger fan than it. So much so that, again, I want to buy his t-shirt. I haven't bought a WWE t-shirt in quite a while. Well, the last one I got was when I bought the Kofi Mania shirt in WrestleMania, but I haven't bought a shirt off of WWE shop in a long time. Because trust me, there wasn't really anything that interested me that much. I'm more interested in getting Jon Moxley's AEW merchandise, but I'm going to have to pull up this phone and place an order. I got a Snapchat. I'll check it later. And place an order for a Kevin Owens t-shirt. No matter which one it is, that man deserves my money because of just that amazing promo he cut and the pop he got. And I'm pretty sure if they keep rolling the ball with it properly once Eric Bischoff takes over next week, I'm pretty sure Kevin Owens, because the original goal for him was to be the number 2 babyface behind Roman Reigns on SmackDown. Then he had a temporary turn heel because Daniel Bryan's future was uncertain. I'm pretty sure Kevin Owens right there easily became the number 1 babyface on SmackDown Live. I'm sorry. No offense to anyone else on SmackDown, to Finn Balor, to Mustafa Ali, to Kofi Kingston, to Roman Reigns, to anyone else, big babyface name on the SmackDown roster. Kevin Owens just blew all of you out of the water right there. And I loved it. Quite possibly, maybe my segment of the year so far. Or at least one of them. And I'm guessing, hopefully that means this Sunday, the whole thing with Roman and Shane is done, and hopefully that means we're getting Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon at SummerSlam. They had an excellent Hell in a Cell match, of course. Well, it wasn't perfect, but it was still it was a good Hell in a Cell Falls Count Anywhere match in 2017 with roles reversed. I want to see what these two can do for sure. So we had that opening segment, which was freaking awesome, as I say. We get a couple pre-tape promos about Shinsuke Nakamura and Finn Balor. The one that stuck me most, I can remember the most, was Finn Balor saying how Shinsuke for 15 years, but he's not going to let him start clawing back at his expense. Basically mentioning how, obviously, Nakamura's taking a big hit, basically. He's taking some time off. This is the first time I think we've seen him since he was in that fatal 4-way tag team match at WrestleMania when he was teaming up with Rusev, who also is taking some time off right now. So obviously they're emphasizing, Nakamura has gone desperate to, get his career back on track. And Finn Balor's like, I'm not going to let that happen to me. Well, let's put it this way. I love Finn Balor. I do not understand, though, why, again, Finn Balor on SmackDown with the Intercontinental Championship just looks perfect. It's where he belongs. It's where he could easily, tear it up with guys like, Andrade, Cien Almas, Shinsuke Nakamura, Mustafa Ali, Buddy Murphy, Aleister Black. There's plenty of guys on SmackDown to tear up that mid-card division with, and they haven't given him much to do, other than the fact he was in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and then he had a very, apparently I didn't get to see it, but apparently it was maybe match of the night at Super Showdown, a very good match with him and Andrade Cien Almas. I didn't get to see it, But of course, what happens? Balor loses clean, which, I wasn't a fan of him losing clean, but based off the story, I kind of like this a tad bit. The storyline, of course, of again Nakamura being desperate to get his career back on track, and I like how he was being as brutal as he could. Again, the whole point in this match turned when Nakamura did that roundhouse kick to the back of Finn's head that got him right in the temple. When that happened, it was Nakamura's match the rest of the way. He just beat the shit out of Finn Balor and was trying to get him to win by countout to put over his brutality. But every time, Finn just got back in. And then the third time after he gets slamming him into barricades and the steel steps into the steel posts, Nakamura hits a Kinshasa and defeats Balor in a pretty brutal match. So I guess Nakamura is going to, get a match with Finn Balor for the IC title, even though, once again, yes, I'm not a fan of people earning title opportunities that way. But so I kind of like to bring out that brutality side. But once again, if they're not doing much with Finn Balor as Intercontinental Champion, are you going to do much with Shinsuke Nakamura as Intercontinental Champion? Because remember, last year, he was U.S. Champion for how long? And what did they do with him? Absolutely nothing. So, on paper, this sounds like a great feud. And it had somewhat of a story tonight. But, once again, do you trust WB? Well, I'm sorry. Let's see now, actually, as I keep saying. Because, once again, next week, Eric Bischoff is taking over control of this show. Maybe, just maybe, we may see a better Nakamura. We maybe see a better booked Finn Balor. We'll see. But interesting match there with Nakamura beating Balor with a Kinshasa. Backstage, we see Shane McMahon talking to his cronies, Drew McIntyre and Elias, which I still don't get why Elias is working with Drew if he was working with Shane, if Drew McIntyre basically kind of replaced him, basically. And, of course, they're feuding with Roman Reigns, but Shane has two guys beside him that Roman beat. Elias at Money in the Bank, Drew McIntyre at Stomping Grounds. Of course, Roman couldn't beat Shane at Super Showdown, but yeah, he could beat Drew McIntyre with interference at Stomping Grounds. Anyways, though, the target strategy, when Dolph Ziggler rolls up, he says what Shane did was bogus. He was ready to end Owens once and for all, and how he should be the main event. So he says, fine, you'll still be in the main event, but this time you're going to do us a favor. And you're going to beat Roman Reigns and as a make good of sorts, basically. So the main event set with Roman Reigns and Dolph Ziggler. Oh, boy. Next up, well, first we had, before we get to what was next in the ring, next thing we had was a great video package with Kofi Kingston, Samoa Joe. Then Joe cuts a backstage promo saying last week he showed passion and offered safety. He knew Kofi wouldn't take it because he's everything he said he was. He sees the hustle and what Kofi truly is, and Extreme Rules, he'll tear away every last shred of the lie he clothes himself in and beat down to his bare essence. When he gets to that point, he'll put him to sleep. And for everyone he's walked to be greatness upon, he'll take everything Kofi has taken from them, and he'll take the WWE Championship. A match I think could be good on Sunday. We'll see. Apparently, though, Kofi is dealing with a nagging injury, so of course we'll see what happens, though. Oh boy. Then we have the contract signing with Bayley and Nikki Cross for this 2-on-1 handicap match with Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss taking on Bayley for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. First off, let me ask this question right here. What makes this feud even so much more dumb? I mean, I'm like, whatever, leading up to, the match at Stomping Grounds, just get this out of the way and move on. Again, this whole feud has really gone downhill. Again, it's just typical, repetitive Alexa Bliss booking. Before this, I could say, I didn't fully hate Alexa Bliss. Like, I'm not saying I do hate Alexa Bliss, but it's like, it's like, I felt she was overbooked, but, she didn't bother me as much as some other people bother. Now it's the point, it's like, okay, we're literally going around circles, once again, as I keep saying, with her having friends and turning on them doing the same shit as always. To the point that, again, why would anyone want to be her friend? And once again, this whole thing with Nikki Cross, she owes Alexa so much. For what? It makes no sense, and it's once again making Nikki Cross like a delusional idiot. But answer me this, somebody. Vince McMahon especially. Why is it that Nikki Cross has been doing all these favors for Alexa Bliss for how many weeks now, and not once has Alexa Bliss showed up? Not even just, just to show up and cut a promo. Why has Alexa Bliss not been there? The contract signing happens, typical blah, 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 this, and that. Nikki Cross is like, I'm going to show you what you're really messing with on Sunday when I take on Carmella. So they have the match next. The match is whatever. I appreciate the fact that Nikki kind of had a little bit more of like an aggressive side going for her. But once again, this isn't the same Nikki Cross. She wins in the match, and her and Bayley jaw at each other. And then, of course, we're getting the match on Sunday, 201 handicap match. I don't care. This is another feud that I'm desperately begging for WWE to end. Got it? So we're going to move on from that. We didn't get footage of the Kabuki Warriors defeating the Iconics in a non-title match in Tokyo. So they find the Iconics backstage. Paige is demanding a title shot, but Peyton Royce says Billie Kay is sick with mad cowbird flu disease. Very rare. Paige is like, yeah, right, you're lying and whatnot, and says, all you guys have done since winning those tag titles at WrestleMania is run and she calls them cowards and annoying little clowns before she slaps Billie Kay across the face. They go to fight back, but Paige reminds them she's supposed to be sick. And Billie, fake coughs, and they walk away. So I'm guessing they're saving the match for SummerSlam. Apparently, I heard a rumor yesterday that apparently the reason why the only reason why they gave the Iconics the tag titles at WrestleMania in the first place, which was apparently the original plan was them to face the Bella Twins. But then Nikki Bella retired, and that got thrown out the window. So at this point, just retire these stinking belts. Oh, yeah, and also, getting back to that contract sign, I like the part where Nikki Cross claims that Alexa promises that when they win on Sunday, they'll be co-Smackdown champions. Isn't that the same thing happens being just tag team champions at this point? Honestly, like, why not just again? It could just turn Alexa babyface, had to be for the women's tag titles or something. That gives Alexa something fresh to do instead of just constantly, bullying and using people as always. But anyways, yes, the Kabuki Warriors are probably going to dethrone the Iconics at SummerSlam, and then once again, no one's going to care because these tag titles have absolutely nothing behind them. But we then have well, first check the live chat. I haven't checked the live chat in a while. See what we got here. Let me see what we got here. What's up, Robbie? Glad you liked my Enzo and Cass tweet. Oh, that was hilarious. Hakuna Matata for sure. Everybody's saying hello to everyone. Orton has been dealing with some neck injuries. Should be back sometime during the week. Nice. Bayley deserves a better feud for sure. Drew should be a world champion. I agree. If Drew's the Roman again, she's done. I don't blame you at that point because once again, Drew's to become someone else that's just, all talk, can't do anything in the ring because all he does is lose. Ziggler versus Owens would have been better than Roman versus Ziggler. Roman and Ziggler was all right. I say it wasn't great, but it was all right. And Ziggler versus Owens wouldn't have been bad either. Adam Cole, a champion you can be proud of. That's for sure. Anyone in the chat down to make a trip to Gargano's? Hey, I'll take some pizza right now. I mean, I had some quite delicious, saucy, big, delicious meatballs of spaghetti left over from Bravo that my mom brought home from a staff luncheon from her work. So I got to eat more of that tomorrow. But hey, I'll go for some Gargano's. I'll go for some pizza anytime, any day, any place. Just as long as it has at least pepperoni, mushrooms, or sausage on it. Anyways, what's up with Noe Jose dressed with the camouflage pants like a member of the A-Team? I don't know. Again, how does Noe Jose even have a job at this point with the green hair like Kermit the Frog? Tyler says Roman's right all the time. Brock's going to cash in on Kofi on Sunday. We'll see. Roman's going to slay the beast at SummerSlam. Again, I don't want to see Roman and Brock again. Finn Balor returns and Nakamura for sure. Where are Lana and Rusev? Again, I've only heard that apparently Rusev asked for time off, so I don't know what was going on with them. Lana number one, not so much right now. Rusev Nakamura on a team anymore? I guess not. Finn and Nakamura at SummerSlam. If they're not doing it on Sunday, do the match at SummerSlam. I know they can put on a great match. And yes, champions lose every time. Non-pay-per-views. Finn also needs a heel turn, to be honest. I say Finn could still be all right as a babyface, but I'd be interested to see him as a heel for sure. Did you do the AJ turn alert? Yes, I did. Does Nakamura's contract expire this year? Not sure. Dream matches for SummerSlam. I did list a couple actually in a note, but I'll save that for another stream. Returns at SummerSlam, not sure. Oh, Kofi! Yeah, we didn't have. Here's Joe saying that at all. If I booked a draft, Owen, Randy, Bryan, Rowan, the Raw, Braun, Roman, and Alexa SmackDown. Do you think Alexa just might not show up on Sunday and he will challenge for the title on her behalf? Wouldn't surprise at this point. At this point, again, end this feud because it's two Raw superstars wrestling for a SmackDown championship. And once again, why should we care about this match even more whenever, once again, Alexa Bliss hasn't shown up for how many weeks? You know? Anybody, and does anybody know if Alexa may be dealing with any injuries? Who knows? Who knows, honestly? Again, I'm sorry. Why is she involved in this feud if her injuries just make her very unreliable at this point? Like, why is she getting this and not someone else? Like, why isn't Ember Moon getting a chance for the SmackDown Women's Championship, whatnot? You know? Don't know why. For someone fresh. What's worse, Viking Raiders or Kabuki Warriors? I really don't know. I mean, I feel like Viking Raiders in some ways because of how, they can't use war in their name. I don't get why they can't use war when, once again, they call Ember Moon the war goddess. I'm sure how many times these are people say war on live TV. So I guess Viking Raiders, but Kabuki Warriors, I don't like either. Where's the 24/7 championship on Drake Maverick? What she said, yeah, pathetic. Yeah, no cage match on Sunday. I'm surprised. I really thought they were going to make the match with Roman and Taker, which once again, why hasn't Roman and Taker basically, addressed each other? Basically, why are they helping each other out? I really thought that match was going to be Hell in a Cell, but there's going to be no holds barred, so whatever. I'm not that excited for the match, honestly. Remember that game, WF Warzone? Yeah, you had war in there. Or the hit series Raw is war. But yeah, it's federal crime to say war now, Jeez, oh man. Anyways, back to the review. We get a recap what happened at last night's main event with Cedric Alexander posing as Gary the Goat Garbutt. Roman's interview backstage saying these crazy nights have made his career, and he's ready to put his career on the line because Dolph ain't ready for him. And on Sunday, he and Demi are going to do the thing. Do the thing, and those boys, they're gonna rest in peace. Whatever, don't really care for the match. Big E and Xavier Woods come out. Woods says tonight he's gonna be in a triple threat match with Daniel Bryan and Otis. On Sunday, they will be in a triple threat for the tag titles. And Big E says that wasn't what he had in mind when he heard he was going to be in a three-way on Sunday. Because three-way. But he hopes. His hope is for all three of them to finally be able to touch their championship tips together, meaning for the first time, all three of them will have actual titles in their hands instead of just in the Freebird world. But all three of them would have titles in their hands as Kofi would be retaining the championship, and they would win the SmackDown tag titles. Out comes Bryan and Rowan. Bryan says the crowd should be booing New Day because despite all the violence last week, they're out here making jokes. It's all because every time they win the titles, no one takes them seriously. Xavier tells Bryan that he talks too much without ever actually saying anything. They want to hear, though, what Big Red has to say. And Rowan looks very confused. And then Xavier Woods makes reference to Daniel Bryan's days with the Wyatt family. He says, you took orders for Bray Wyatt, from Harper, and now Daniel Bryan. Well, I'm sorry. He was referring to Rowan, saying you took orders for Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and now Daniel Bryan. And he has trouble keeping up week to week with who his daddy really is, which, of course, Rowan gets hot. Then Bryan restrains him. And, of course, there's a who's your daddy chant going. And then Bryan says that New Day are doing what they always do, deflecting true criticism with jokes. New Day are some of the best athletes in WWE. They've had some of the best tag matches in history, and somehow they never escape the middle of the card, and they've been a comedy act for years. Even though, once again, Kofi's champion, not only he beat Bryan, the only worse than New Day winning titles would be Heavy Machinery doing so. Out comes Tucker and Otis. Tucker gets on a mic and says there's no denying he and Otis took the titles to the limit in their first title match. They've earned an opportunity to be in this title match, and Otis reminds everyone their blue collar is solid, and then Tucker explains that means they overcome any obstacle, including New Day. Tucky says they're going to show the world that there ain't no party like a blue collar party, and Otis adds that tonight he's coming! And the match happens. Daniel Bryan, Otis, and Xavier Woods. That was a fun little triple threat match. Some action, of course, going on outside the ring as well. Of course, I thought Otis had some of the bigger moments with the counter he did some double move on some double move on both Bryan and Xavier Woods. Can't remember what exactly it was. But of course, eventually, of course, he does his caterpillar time. But it wasn't enough to get the win. But then eventually, I think Bryan escaped and Xavier Woods got in there, but he ate the pin as Otis Dozovic wins with a pop-up World's Strongest Slam to get the win. Not a bad triple threat match. Gets them going to Sunday. We then, of course, first get a video package covering Kevin Owens earlier on tonight, and then we get a backstage segment with in catering where Ember Moon and other people are in line to get food, and of course Drake Maverick's popping his head out from underneath, hiding since he's 24/7 champion. Ember Moon is about to grab an orange when Fire and Desires, Sonya Deville, and damn, she's so hot, Mandy Rose. Still hotter. I mean, Drake Maverick's wife, Renee Michelle, definitely is up there. But Mandy, you're so sexy. Anyway, sorry, I got a little crazy there. They cut in front of Ember and they steal some food. And they're like, "This isn't Twitter. This is real life." Ember says she was justified in what she said, especially considering she beat Mandy's ass last week. Sonya says that only brought them closer together, which is looking at sure, which I guess they really are. We'll not go all out there, but rumors have it, I guess they're doing something like a lesbian angle with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. It's very chill right now, it seems like. Honestly, all right. I mean, first off, Sonya Deville is lesbian in real life, all respect to that. And I don't know, again, like when they teased it between Sasha and Bayley last year, I didn't think it really worked for them. To me, it kind of would work for Mandy and Sonya. So if that's where you're going with it, fine. Again, Mandy's is there just for the sex appeal, and Sonya is, of course, in real life is a lesbian. So I'd say just go for it. Give it a shot. I'd say they're really going to go with it. So they kind of tease it a little again there. Said it's brought them close together. They look at each other, a little flirty. Mandy does suggest that Ember find a tag team partner so they can have a match next week, and Ember accepts. And if she can't find a partner, she'll just do this all on her own because she has no fear to do it at all. So I mean, I don't know who that tag partner could be. I mean, I'm trying to think really who it could be at this point, because who really is there on SmackDown? Don't bring someone over to Raw, so maybe somebody's getting called up, unless they're going to have her and Carmella team up because they've had their issues recently. But I don't know. I don't know who to see who the tag team partner will be. So of course, don't get hyped up big time. All I can say is that at least I got to see Mandy Rose on my TV, and that is the best thing in the world right now for me. Anyways, we didn't get a promo, another one of these promos with Mustafa Ali that I've actually really liked. He's talking about how evil only wins when the good stands by and does nothing. It doesn't matter what evil looks like. He's seen them all and fought them all. Every night as a police officer, he saw evil amongst the people he swore to protect and serve, and amongst the people, I just text my cousin, amongst the people who swore that same oath. So no monster scares him. There's no evil he won't battle. And if the devil himself wants to square up, he'll ask him if he can have this dance. Evil only wins if you don't show up to fight. So once again, don't know what this is hyping up for, but eventually I'm hoping this is bigger plans for Mustafa Ali. But again, he's always done these segments, even when he was on 205 Live. And I actually do like these. They're different. They're him, walking the streets, kind of symbols, what he's gone through in life, living in Chicago, being a police officer and whatnot. So once again, I look forward to see. Hopefully, they have some type of plan for Mustafa Ali eventually. So then we have this segment. It's a split screen interview with Aleister Black, and on the other side, it's an empty chair. We're informed that his opponent is not going to be identifying himself at this time. Black says he sees what they're doing as something he do, so he applauds them for doing it. It's smart. It's really smart, but at this point, he doesn't care anymore. And Extremos is just going to walk out, the winner basically. But then we see a man in a white suit walking around circles around the chair before he finally sits down. And I was thinking it was going to be Bray Wyatt. And of course, some people said it may be Randy Orton, which honestly, again, a feud with Aleister Black and Randy Orton is one I feel like is must see for sure. The Viper versus Aleister Black, I think it would be a very interesting story for sure. But sitting down is someone else I heard rumors about. It was Cesaro. And, basically it was, he says he's the one who knocked at his door because he's here to pick a fight with you. And Aleister's like, that's great because on Sunday we are going to fight. Okay, Aleister Black and Cesaro could be a good match. But once again, Aleister's on SmackDown, Cesaro's on Raw. Why? But brands aside, this actually I think could be a good physical match on Sunday. And a good opponent for you to put over Aleister Black at Extreme Rules on Sunday. So we'll see how it goes. So that happens. Then we have another awkward promo backstage with Shelton Benjamin looks around awkwardly before starting and abandoning an answer, and then he leaving again. I don't know what's going on with that backstage. Then we see Kofi Kingston's about to be interviewed, but then Paul Heyman walks by, which was very random. But Kofi says he's not worried about Samoa Joe affecting his mindset. He knows who he is and what he does, and that is being a lethal weapon who gets inside his opponent's head. But last week he got in Joe's head and hit him upside the Doom with Trouble in Paradise. But he welcomes that challenge because being guys like Joe is exactly how he's going to become one of the greatest champions of all time. Baby! Then we have our main event, Roman Reigns versus Dolph Ziggler. Shane McMahon and his cronies are at ringside. Of course, Shane's acting like a child going nuts every time he thinks that Dolph's about to win. But then, of course, towards the end of the match, all three of them got involved. When Kevin Owens came out of nowhere, hit the stunner on Shane, got a huge pop for that. Dolph went back into the ring about to hit the zigzag, denied, and Roman thinks fast. As always, he spears him, and he wins the match. Nothing really to, hype up, the Undertaker. I thought maybe Undertaker was going to come out or something like that, but nope. Again, he shows up 2 weeks in a row, and that's it. There's really no, again, why is Undertaker helping Roman Reigns when they have a history together? I don't get it. But that's SmackDown Live, guys. Check the polls on Twitter first. We're great at SmackDown Live. 13 votes for that. 31% said A, 54% said B, 8% said C, 7% said D. And which shows you Awards Week, Raw or SmackDown Live? 8 votes. All of them said SmackDown Live, which is indeed, what it should be. I'm going to give SmackDown Live a beat. I thought it was great, especially the stuff with Kevin Owens, of course, which stole the show for tonight. And obviously, SmackDown Live was a better show this week. Fun episode from the Blue Brand, I gotta say, as I said so. But yeah, be for SmackDown Live and enjoy SmackDown more this week. Before we go off the air, and I do my 205 Live review, and I'll probably wait till tomorrow morning to do the Kevin Owens turn alert for sure, because I'm starting to get tired. Let's check the live chat over time. Let me see here. What we got here? TakeOver War Games. Yeah, there's war in there as well. SmackDown versus Raw 2007 or SmackDown Here Comes the Pain are the best games. Everything he wants to see Charlotte get the title at SummerSlam. Bobby says nope, not Charlotte. If anything, Ember and Charlotte feud for SummerSlam, which would be nice. Tucker and Dotus, because I messed up there. Worst face and heel turns will happen. Say it with me, Mike. Mandy. Man, oh man, I see her come in and my days has been made. Ali versus Aleister Black. Light versus Darkness, which based off that promo, because the thing was, again, I was flipping back and forth between SmackDown and the MLB All-Star game tonight. I thought first maybe that was Mustafa Ali saying the one to answer the challenges. I guess my thing was also is, even though for Billy Cesaro, the whole idea of the aesthetics and the lights going out, like it was, to me, it didn't quite fit Cesaro, I felt, in my opinion. That's the reason why I guess I was a little like, okay, but this match can still be good, basically. Why are the Usos coming out smiling on Raw? They need to just be savage badass like on SmackDown. Because once again, Mr. McMahon has to take over them, basically. He's not made Usos cool anymore since they came over to Raw. Kevin is not Stone Cold. I know he's not, but I mean, he's pretty much had a Stone Cold moment, I thought. B-. Kevin needs to stop the stunner. He's not Stone Cold. True, but still, again, I think it's pretty awesome. But that's how you feel, Tower. That's okay. He's going to review 2.99 pay-per-views. Nice. And don't remind me about Uzi Hot Robbie, dear Lord. But, guys, that is my live review of SmackDown Live tonight. Again, make sure to check out Robbie One Kenobi's channel as well with all of his fantasy booking videos, as I always put them over. If you like what you see, get hashtag please sign Robbie. Try it on Twitter for him to be writing for a wrestling company that definitely appreciates his work. And also check out Tyler's channel as well. He's been doing a lot of retro reviews for WCW lately as well. So check out his channel as well. And of course, guys, always leave your thoughts down in the comment section about SmackDown Live. Slap like my favorite, subscribe or comment on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandEverybody3. Make sure to also check out my WrestleMania Experience documentary as well. And I'll be live up here again in a few minutes for 205 Live. And then I'll save the Kevin Owens turnover video for tomorrow. Again, I'm getting kind of tired, so I'll probably just wait to keep that for tomorrow. And also, tomorrow I'll be doing not just my NXT UK and NXT live reviews, but also my Extreme Rules preview and predictions video. And I will also, of course, Thursday will be my top 10 NXT takeovers of all time special as well. And I'm hoping either tomorrow or Thursday I'll also start doing my next, it's going to be kind of brief, my next video game Let's Play as well, which will be coming, pretty quickly. The next game is pretty short I'm going to be doing. But anyways, guys, so yeah, that's the stuff for this week. And also, once again, I'll be reviewing Extreme Rules on Sunday. Depending on my plans for if I watch Extreme Rules here or with someone else, not sure yet. Maybe I'll at least do live reactions during the Ricochet and AJ Styles match. Other than that, I'm not planning on doing any more live reactions for that show, my live review. I will not be able to watch Fight for the Fallen on Saturday because I'll be camping, but I will catch up with that next week as well. So that's just stuff for this week to come for sure, guys. So, guys, I'll see you guys in a few minutes for 205 Live. I am checking out. Peace out, everybody.